Hey everyone, it's Rock for Cash, a People's Champ, coming to you live from Cash Stadium. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a preview of week 2 of the FNFL. But before we get going, again, no song from the great man, Team Mazza. So Cash is going to have to throw in one of his oldies as well, back from 1986. Probably the greatest girl band ever formed, Bananarama, with a bit of Venus. Just have this playing in the background while we go through what's happening in week 2. First game, oh, what a fucking game this is. Rock for Cash up against Herbert's Only Fans. Rock for Cash representing the Kansas City Chiefs and Herbert's Only Fans representing the LA Chargers. Both are playing tomorrow as well. Don't know who put the fixture together, but he's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that bloke, whoever did that. In this game, the computer has this at the Cash winning 102.45 to Herbert's Only Fans 102.12. It's only 0.33 in it, 3 and a bit yards. Look, the Cash was disappointing last week. Herbert's Only Fans were fantastic, but Cash isn't going to tip against himself in this one, especially teaching one of these newcomers what it's all about. And I think the Cash will hand Herbert's Only Fans their first loss of the year. Probably about a 10-point win to the Cash in the end, but all the best to you there, Sam. In the next game, it's the Battle of Merbean. Shiva Kamini up against Little Waiters. Always a classic battle, this one. Shiva Kamini 96.61, Little Waiters 95.49. It's only 1 point separating the two. Look, I'd have to go with Shiva Kamini in this one, only because Little Waiters was so disappointing last week. Don't know what changes she's made, but yeah, it'll be close. It'll be close. I'll give this one to Shiva by a couple of points. In the next game, Team Mazza host Smooth Criminal over there in Strathdale. Team Mazza obviously very disappointed. The Mazza train, as we know, sometimes is express, sometimes it's off the rails. But in this one, Smooth Criminal's actually meant to win this one, 109.24 to Team Mazza 104.72. Smooth Criminal had a great win last week. Team Mazza were very disappointing against LRG. So I'm going to stick with Smooth Criminal just to keep the train off the rails in this one. In the next game, the Dark Side are hosting Mitch's Mongrels. The Dark Side 100.56 are meant to lose to Mitch's Mongrels 102.22. Mitch's Mongrels, a very crafty coach. I think he might get them over the line in this one as well. His team seems to be playing well. If you can get Aaron Rodgers up and firing in this one, not a minus score like last week, he should quite easily take care of the Dark Side and have them at 0-2 at the start of the year, which is not somewhere the MILF Hunter would want to be. In the next game, Archie's All-Stars up against Moneymakers 11. Moneymakers 11, 100.22 is meant to beat Archie's 96.95. And I think Father Cull and the Altar Boys might taste their first defeat, with Moneymakers getting the chocolates in this one. In the next game, the Overlords are taking on Young Remix Killers. The Killers are meant to score 103, and the Overlords 98.68. I think the Killers are too good a side to lose 2 in a row, so unfortunately I think they'll get over the top of the Overlords by about 20 points. In the next game, don't know what's going on here with me bloody video in the background. Fucking YouTube. Piece of shit. Yeah, so I think that Young Remix Killers will get over the top of the Overlords in this one. And in the final game, probably the game of the round, really, the Browns up against Little River Giants. The Browns are meant to score 113.2, Little River Giants 105.87. Very little between this one, and I'm going to go for a bit of an upset. I think Little River Giants will win. I think they'll win by about 15 points. So overall, I think the Cash will get over the top of Herbert's. Shivas should beat Little Waiters. Smooth Criminal over Team Mazza. Mitch's Mongrels over the Dark Side. Moneymakers over All Stars. The Killers over the Overlords. And LRG over the Browns. So let's just go and have a look and see what's happening in the league, the NFL itself. Like I said, tomorrow, the LA Chargers and Kansas City Chiefs are on tomorrow at 10:15. If you're doing nothing, get on and watch two pretty good quarterbacks, Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes, go at it. Should be a really, really good game. The late games on Monday, we've got the Falcons and Rams, Seahawks 49ers. They're on at 6:05 a.m. We've got three games at 6:25, being the Bengals and Cowboys, Texans and Broncos, and Cardinals and Raiders. The late game on Monday are the Bears and the Packers. That should be a good game. Apparently they've been rivals for a long, long time. And we've actually got two games on the Tuesday, which is a little bit funny. We've got the Titans up against the Bills at 9:15, and then the Vikings and the Eagles winding it up at 10:30 a.m. So as we started doing last year, we had Stardom Situm as well. So the cash will go through that again this year. So for quarterbacks this week, the quarterbacks they're saying you should be starting are Matthew Stafford against the Falcons, Cousins against the Eagles, Derek Carr against the Cardinals, and Trey Lance against the Seahawks. Something the Cash thought he'd never ever see in the Situm side of it is Tom Brady. They're saying to sit Tom Brady this week against the Saints. Same with Marcus Mariota against the Rams, Justin Fields against the Packers, and Ryan Tannehill against the Bills. So that's the quarterbacks in Stardom Situm. Let's have a look at the running backs and see what they're saying there. Saying start Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the Kansas City Chiefs, Antonio Gibson for the Commanders, Darrell Henderson for the Rams, and Jeff Wilson for the 49ers with Elijah Mitchell's knee injury. Sit him this week if you've got Josh Jacobs, Cam Akers, Dameon Priest and Damian Harris. No good this week. Give them all a rest. For wide receivers, we've got Gabe Davis from the Bills, Christian Kirk, Julio Jones, and Drake London should all be started this week, while Kadarius Toney, Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, and Adam Thielen should all be rested. For the tight ends, Kyle Pitts, Dalton Schultz, Pat Freiermuth, and Gerald Everett should all get a start, while Dawson Knox, Irv Smith, Mike Gesicki, and Hunter Henry should not be in your sides. Moving on to the defenses. Pittsburgh Steelers up against the Patriots, Broncos against the Texans, Bengals versus the Cowboys, and Browns versus the Jets should be where you should be looking. If you've got Philadelphia, Tennessee, Chicago, or the Chargers, give them a miss as far as they're concerned. And finally, the kickers. Cuckoo Kachu, Evan McPherson, and Cade Young should all be started, while Will Lutz, Randy Bullock, Greg Zerline, and Cario Santos should all be sat out of your sides. So that finalises the Stardom and Situm. Hopefully you've got some information out of this. Like I said, the Cash basically just talks shit every time he gets on here. He's got no fucking idea either, even in his tipping. The only thing he knows is that the Chiefs will beat the Chargers tomorrow, Sam. So, haven't met you yet. I'm sure you're a nice guy. You're just barracking for a fucking shit team. Sorry, bud. So that's pretty much it from the Cash. The Cash will be back on Tuesday, hopefully, God willing, with a review of what's happened in week 2. So stay safe. And that's the Cash out.